special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. And the Colts getting ready to go.
Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it. Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. Connecting over the middle with Downs. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Again, Minshew looking to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 42. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now a dump off here complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Minshew. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Yeah, this is going to be a Colts first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Richardson on 3rd and short.
They'll roll him out right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. Part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 31-yard line.
And Richardson back to throw it. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked up by Kirby Joseph.
The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the man brings it just able to avoid the initial contact, but not much more there on the play.
170 yards rushing for him now to this point. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second.
Today, from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, this is the National Football League. Gardner Minshew and the Indianapolis Colts taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up, we've got a good one here in the AFC, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Indianapolis Colts.
Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And before kickoff, Charles, quickly your keys to the game.
Well, partner, I can give you the standard ones, turnovers, special teams play. But here's one that doesn't get talked about much anymore, and that's time of possession. Whoever controls the football, gives their defense a break, and takes care of business, that's the team that's going to win this ball game.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Here now, 2nd and 4. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 1st and 10, Taylor now.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And this is going to be a Colts first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. Up the middle, here's Taylor.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5. On the handoff, Taylor.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it.
And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And it appears they'll go for it here on 4th down. A big call on the game's opening drive. A carry here for the big tight end. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
I don't believe that that was called right here in the moment. I believe this was called during practice this week, that he was going to decide to be aggressive even on his own side of the field.
Just, you mean because it's the opening drive? Maybe they had this scripted?
I think that he just talked about it with his team and said, listen, I'm confident in you. If we end up in this situation, we'll go for it early just to set a tone in this game.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They'll go up the middle here with Moss.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a give to Taylor. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Now 2nd and 5. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Again, it's Taylor. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. 2nd and 6 from the 10. Here's Taylor. And he gets half into the 5 on a... And he takes it in for a Colts score. Jonathan Taylor, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Colts get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. But Charles, clearly they wanted to send a message there and impose their will. They score on their opening possession on a drive comprised entirely of rushing the football.
Message sent. I don't know that the team on the other side of the field wanted to receive it, but what a statement on their opening drive. Just run it all the way downfield, no passes. That absolutely sets the tone that they're going to be physical in this game.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25. The number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Play action. Now Jackson. Looking deep here for Flowers. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 1 quarter down, 8-0 the score. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's Jackson to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. In motion, the tight end. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Jackson. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Quiddy Pay getting in there and burying him behind the line. Well, when you time those screen passes perfectly, they can work perfectly, but that time it took a little too long to develop.
And you zeroed in on exactly what makes that play go. Timing. Because if the timing's off at all, those unblocked defenders coming at the quarterback, they'll put him on the deck.
Underneath here to Hill. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. Tucker's kick is good. And they get on the board, trailing now 8-3. Well, for almost 8 years, 64 stood as the NFL record for the longest field goal. That has since been eclipsed. It's now 66, but still 64-yarder. Pretty impressive, CD.
Absolutely agree with that, because if you drill a 60-yarder in an NFL game, you've got a lot to be proud of. Record or no record. And only a handful of guys can even attempt it. Excellent job there, putting that one through the pipes.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive line wanted to fire out and smack the... That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, and they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. The offense on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They run once more with Taylor. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. They run with Taylor. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Now Taylor. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4. They'll run with Taylor. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Taylor. And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Come on, let's go. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Moss on the give up the middle. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On 2nd down, it's Moss again. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
3rd down, here's a run by Moss. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that 1st down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Going for it on 4th, Richardson eluding the pressure right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Here's Richardson to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, You can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So another third down conversion, and now they've got a first and goal. Back to throw. Here's Richardson rolling to his right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Stevens. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take him.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. They set up the screen to Hill. And just not a ton of room to work with. They'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. A happy sight for a lot of these fans. We're jumping right over halftime and getting back into the action. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Raven offense this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting. Nothing in the ground attack either, so certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Third down and 1. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. On third and short, they'll try option left. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. Second down. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. From the gun, Jackson. That is caught. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 31-yard line. 12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Jackson going to keep it running right. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Jackson going to hold on to it again. And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt.
The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
Tucker's kick is good. And a second field goal here gets him back within a couple at 8-6 now.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. 108 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
And this is going to be a Colts first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line.
And quickly they get to the line.
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
More muscle up front for the tight ends out there.
Other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Running straight ahead, Taylor.
He'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And that will keep this a 2-point game. Had a chance to give themselves there some important wiggle room, but it went awry.
Yeah, let's do the simple math here. And you know, for me, it has to be simple. Instead of this thing kind of giving them that wiggle room you talked about.
Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Rashad Bateman,
56 yards.
And the Ravens use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is up to 5. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Now, the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back.
And he'll be out right at the 35. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
On the handoff, it's Moss.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Richardson looking to throw.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movements. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
12 more yards there and another first down.
On the give, this is Moss. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
They're going to hurry back to the line now.
On second down, it's Moss again.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
He'll buy some time right.
And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Ravens are going to get it back here just past the 35.
Well, let's face it, Brandon. They're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen. And if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder. Because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
And taken down just shy of the 40.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. The field position game often so overlooked, but this offense is going to be backed up deep. What an ideal punt.
And now, this stage of the game, when they need the drive to try and put themselves in a position to win it, you talk about going the long field, the very long field. This could be a 99-yard drive if they're able to accomplish it.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line.
Richardson to throw it.
They'll roll him out right.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
That one checks all the boxes, doesn't it? You get the first down, check. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, check.
Well, how about one last check? Keep your quarterback from getting hit. That's a big one.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Here's Richardson.
Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Kudos for the defense from me on that one because they were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
Open man is Downs. He's got it.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
Final minute. No timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10. Now Richardson. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down.
Richardson
rolling to his right. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
They're not out of it yet, but in order to come back, they need to play clean football the rest of the way. He makes the correct read there, passing on challenging a blanket coverage and getting the first down with his legs instead.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Now second down and a few inches. Here's Richardson.
Sliding out of the pocket.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete. Oh, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is third down now. Now Richardson.
He'll buy some time right.
Things started a little slow for him as a runner, but he has really found a different gear here in this second half. He's been more aggressive, challenging the defense when he sees an opportunity, and now he has a 100-yard game to show for it.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
And once he got out of the pocket, you thought that maybe he'd take off with it, especially here in the 2-minute drill. Sometimes defenses are focused so much downfield that there's room to run, but this time he decided to throw it unsuccessfully.
Richardson looking to throw it.
He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow! Wow!
CD, that was an all-or-nothing drive to win this football game, and they rose to the occasion to take the lead here in the waning moments.
And how about how they got it done? No timeouts left. They take it downfield, execute perfectly, and get it done. Now they don't leave their opponent with a heck of a lot of time on the clock.
So they're unable to stretch it to a 3-point lead. Now you got to be careful on the kickoff because
and that's why they went for two. They wanted to make sure a field goal wouldn't beat them. Now they're in a position where they've got to cover well and make sure they don't get into range and put one through the posts.
Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Trailing 14-13, a little over 20 seconds to go. And they need about 35 yards to get in range for a winner as they come up on first down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
Well, they'll come up now. This is second and long. Jackson to throw.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is third down. Throwing. Jackson. That is caught. Bateman. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining.
Here's first and 10. Now Jackson.
He's going to let it fly. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in.
It was a long shot, but they did get one final chance to try to score and overcome this small deficit. No touchdown, though, Charles, and that brings this one to a close.
Yeah, I think Hope was wearing one jersey and Worry was wearing another on the other sideline as that final snap played out. Now, we've seen some incredible plays to win games before, but in this case, I think the distance was just a little bit too great for it to happen here.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Colts are winners as we say so long from Indianapolis.
Roberto Sanchez ready to go, and we are underway from Lucas Oil Stadium. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
When we spent our time talking to the coaches prior to the game, they emphasized that they wanted a quick start to begin things. Most of the time you think about that on the offensive side of the ball, but in this case, it's the special teams that provide that quick start.
Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Dobbins.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
On 3rd down, Jackson. A nice little juke. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Oh, Lamar Jackson just so electric, Charles, when he gets into open space, and we saw Exhibit A right there.
You know something? I'm standing up here in the booth next to you watching the play. He buckled my ankles on that one as well. It doesn't matter whether you're actually on the field trying to chase him or you're just watching him play. This guy is sheer excitement.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins.
Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a...
That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown.
A 1-yard touchdown pass.
And the Ravens are on the board first here this afternoon.
On paper coming in, you'd say that these guys are the better team by far. And they sort of showed their superiority there on the opening drive.
Yeah, they came in the heavy favorite in this game, and even though they're on the road, they just still just wiped it away, didn't they? They've just said to everyone, we're the better team. We just showed it to you on this opening drive, and we expect to do it all game long.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And Dallas Flowers going to bring this out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Richardson to the air on 1st down.
Flushed out right. Oh, he's going to air it out right away.
Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And the Ravens will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
And he's going to have a Ravens first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
Seemed like they picked an excellent time there, Charles, to go with the draw play.
They certainly did. Caught him a little over-eager trying to get into the backfield and get to the quarterback. They used their speed and their aggressiveness against them, didn't they?
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
On 2nd down, it's Hill.
And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Now Jackson. He's got it complete to Aguilar. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, 55 yards.
And the Ravens lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was capped by the touchdown pass to Nelson Aguilar.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.